What's going on? Your favorite Disney dork Dave back for another video. Yeah, it looks weird. I came at night, but I had to come see it eventually, finally. I came and saw Superman, of course. And did I get a popcorn bucket? Did I get a cup? That's a lot of the questions. I got the popcorn bowl, so crypto on it, the little Superman logo. Now Nala's got a cup, a new cup she could drink out of. Before I get into the movie, trailers, like Smurfs, nothing stuck out to me. A trailer for a Predator movie, which I kind of want to see. Like, I might watch Prey and then Predator Badlands. There was a movie with Benedict Cumberbatch. I don't really remember that one either. Nothing really stuck out to me that I can remember and I can think of. Now, on to the movie. I was ready to come in here and say Henry Cavill is my Superman. I loved Henry Cavill as Superman. I think he still is my Superman, but David Cornsweet did a great job. I actually liked this movie. I didn't think I didn't think it was gonna be anything. I thought the logo, what was the other part I didn't really like? I didn't like the Superman logo, and I didn't like Guy Gardner's, Nathan Fillion's haircut. I got over them. I liked the movie. I loved Crypto. Crypto right in the beginning it came up. James Gunn said this in interviews, but it came up 3 centuries ago. Metahumans have been on the planet for that long. 30 years ago. It didn't say this actually, but it said like 30 years ago Superman got here. 3 months ago he attacked a foreign country. 3 weeks ago, that foreign country came and attacked him. Or that 3 weeks ago, that foreign country said they were going to be after him. And then 3 minutes ago, the Hammer of Bulgaria attacked him. And then that's the part where you've seen a lot of the trailers that Superman's down, he's out, and he whistles for Crypto, and Crypto comes. And they go to the Fortress of Solitude. His robots like give him the yellow sun because that's what gives him his power. But then he's good after that. He's walking around and Crypto's on his feet doing everything, and it reminded me of Nala, and because that's what she does. As soon as you're walking, she's on your toes, and she the same thing that Crypto did. She might need a Superman cape, Supergirl cape, pink. I'll get her a pink Supergirl cape. She might need that. There's Lex. There was Ultraman, who you were seeing in the trailers, that I know from the comics and from the DC animated movies, which are an amazing set of movies. Ultraman is like a reverse world, not reverse world, because reverse would be Bizarro. Ultraman is like an alternate universe Superman, like an evil Superman. And I kind of had a feeling through the movie it was going to be something like that. Because Lex did make pocket dimensions, which is how he was able to do a lot of the things. I gotta get better at doing these movie reviews. I'm really bad at them because I just saw the movie and I'm trying to remember a lot of the stuff, and it's gonna come and go. Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, they were really cool. The Justice Dudes, I think is what they're called right now, instead of like the Justice League. I like the Justice Dudes. That's really cool. They already had the Hall of Justice. Superman got caught. Well, when Superman came, his parents came with a message, which I guess was in Krypton, which I didn't know they had their own language, shockingly, for being a Superman fan. But as it was translating, they were like, you're the last son of Krypton, we want you to go to Earth, we want this, we want that. And then at the crash, the other half of the video got destroyed. Well, when Lex was able to get into the Fortress of Solitude, which is what it started me thinking about Ultraman stuff, they had this girl, the engineer, who had like Technobots in her, and she was able to go into the computer and finish get the rest of the video, where it was like, we want you to rule over Earth and get all the women and bring Krypton back. I never knew that part. Like, for as much as I know Superman, I never knew anything like that. He didn't know that part, so he he gave himself up at that point. And then that's when we know earlier on in the movie, but Lex has a bunch of, well, not a bunch. Lex made a pocket dimension, and that's where he kept Superman at. So obviously Superman was getting weak because of not having the sun. And they already know that kryptonite is bad for him, but they don't have any kryptonite. But Lex was like, I have a way around it, don't worry about it. And that's where we see Metamorpho, who I forgot was in the movie. I think he was in like the teaser trailer. I totally forgot he was in the movie. Metamorpho was the one to make the kryptonite to make Superman weak, and they had his son. They had Metamorpho's son, which is how Lex was not controlling Metamorpho, but how Lex was like, you make kryptonite, you make Superman weak, or we're killing your kid. Superman was like, hey, like, I can save your son. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Lex grabbed a random guy, not a random guy, but Lex grabbed a guy that we met in the beginning of the movie that he gave Superman food once before. So he thought he was like friends with Superman. And he was like, Superman, answer these questions or I'm killing your friend. Because he did a Russian roulette style where you put the one bullet in, you spin it, and that's where it goes. Those lights are bright. God, those lights are bright. Let's see. That doesn't even help. Does that help? That helps. So Lex kills him. That's when Metamorpho was like, what am I doing? He killed that guy for no reason. Can you really get my son? Superman was like, yeah. So he stopped using the kryptonite. He stopped making the kryptonite. He was still weak. So Metamorpho kind of made a son, but he couldn't make a son. But all the stuff in like the pocket dimension was really cool. You find out that in the beginning, the Hammer of Bulgaria is actually Ultraman in disguise, and Ultraman is being controlled by Lex because Lex would say like B9, Z82, K49, and those were different moves that he learned to counteract Superman. Near the end of the movie, they go up into space because the engineer has like the Technobots in Superman to like suffocate him. So they go up into outer space. He goes up into outer space so that they don't. I thought he was going up into outer space so that the Technobots would like freeze and stuff. But I think he realized coming back down, the centrifugal force, I think that's the word I want. And when he hit the ground, they would hurt the engineer. She wasn't dead. They said she was unconscious, but her heart was still going. But he was able to get all the Technobots out of him because it was going into his eyes and into his lungs. And that's when you see Ultraman's like mask was kind of shattered, and he ripped it off, and it's a clone of Superman. And that's what Lex said. Lex is like, I cloned you. It took me, you know how long it took me to, after every battle, I combed every battlefield to try to find a strand of your hair. But he's stronger, but he's dumber. So it was kind of like a Bizarro, but not really. But it was really cool to see like that reference of, yeah, Ultraman was evil, but he was smart. Like, he wasn't a clone either. But there was a lot of, they showed Maxwell Lord, who was funding the Justice dudes. And I know him from the comics. I just can't remember what he does. They showed Supergirl, which was really cool. It wasn't even like an after credit scene. It was in the movie. It was near the end of the movie. They find out that Bulgaria has an alliance with the United States, but they were attacking, I can't remember the name of the other country. So Superman, that's why Superman went, because Bulgaria was attacking the other country. And they find out later on that Lex was funding Bulgaria because the president of Bulgaria was going to give Lex half of the other country to be, I think it said Lex Land or Lex Corps or something, I don't even remember. But that's when you find out that Lex was bad. So, I mean, obviously, because the government gave Lex permission to kill Superman, but you can tell that was all turned around. And then Superman goes back to the Fortress of Solitude, which I really like. I've always liked the Fortress of Solitude. I think it's like ice. Like, my favorite Pokemon are ice type Pokemon. And they were like, he's in there, he's getting the sun from his robots. They were like, do you want us to play the footage from your parents? And I was like, they're gonna show the video of his parents again? No, they showed videos of Ma and Pa Kent, and which was really cool. They were in the movie a couple of times. But at that point, you hear like crashing, and you're like, what's going on with that? Supergirl walks through. That's so cool. They showed Supergirl, and she was drunk because even he says, oh, she likes to visit other planets and party on other planets because the red sun allows us to get drunk. And that's when you find out Krypto's actually hers because they're just wild together. And he was like, well, of course Krypto's crazy because look at his mom. His mom is crazy. After credit scenes, there was two. The first one was Superman and Krypto on the moon looking at Earth, and it hit me a little bit because Krypto put his head on Superman's shoulders, and I was like, oh, that's I need a Krypto plush. That's what it is. I need to get a Krypto plush. They did have the popcorn bucket with Krypto whole, but I don't need that. I have the Stitch one. I wanted that bucket. I wanted this so I can give this to Nala so she has a new water bowl. Yeah, she could probably lay in this and sleep in this because it's huge, but I wanted this for that reason. The other one was Mr. Terrific and Superman are looking at a building, and it's not put back together even, and it was really weird. It wasn't. You didn't need to see them to know anything else. I am missing the big part of the movie that everybody saw in the trailers, the kaiju. It was just something that Lex made so that can distract Superman from not going back to Bavaria when Lex attacked. He also the big climax at the end. He didn't attack. He blew up one of his pocket dimension, but he blew up one of the like teleporters to get into it. So the pocket dimension opened up, and it was opening up the Earth, and that's how he defeated Ultra. He put Ultraman through a black hole. Mr. Terrific put a code in, and that's how. It was really weird because he just put a code in. I thought it would stop, but it actually stopped and brought the pocket dimension rift in the dimension back together. Because he held a bunch of people there, like Lex held like ex-girlfriends there and a bunch of people that they show at the end of the movie coming out. Now I'm just rambling on because I'm thinking of other things in the movie. Maybe I'll dim my phone and start taking notes when I'm watching these movies. Because literally, not this week, next week's Fantastic Four. I'm not getting a popcorn bucket, I'm not getting a cup, I don't need anything, but I'm excited for Fantastic Four. That looks really good. And I want to go during the day. I know it's a late review, late in the day, late timing because obviously I usually go on Thursdays. Thursday I couldn't go. Family reasons. My father may have needed my car to go to Philly with my grandmother, but thankfully she didn't need to go. But he didn't tell me till later on, so I didn't really have time to go. I was gonna go this afternoon. It's Monday. I was gonna go this afternoon, but here in Pennsylvania we had a bunch of thunderstorms. Nala does not like thunderstorms. I didn't want to leave her alone. We have CBD oil for her. I gave it to her. I still didn't feel good leaving her alone, so I waited. Came tonight. It was busy. There was a lot of people. But when I looked, because I go to Cinemark, and I have the Cinemark rewards where you get but when you get a movie ticket every month. And I looked, Thursdays was packed. I believe because I was gonna go to like a 150, 125. That was packed. This was semi-packed. It was a big draw. I would like to see. I'd have to wait and see like what it actually made, how good it did. I think it did really good. I have two podcasts to watch that talk about it. Escape Pod podcast and Only Comics. Those are two that I like for nerd stuff like this. Their reviews are out. I didn't get to watch their reviews yet. I think that's it. Here we go with the rambling again. Thank you for crawling this journey with me, and see you next week for Fantastic Four. Later.